competitive game today. McNeely.
Got it! What a great set by Tony Bennett.
Monsanto calls his own number. Ryan Dunn, another block.
Welcome back to another edition of Who You Got. I'm your host, William Smythe, alongside Jacob Higgins. And today we are going to be previewing Virginia men's basketball's home game against North Carolina this weekend. Before we go on to talk about UNC, let's address the debacle that happened at Castle Coliseum this past Monday. Jacob, what were your thoughts on the game versus Virginia Tech?
Well, I think lately this team has relied too heavily on a few players to create their offense. I think looking forward is imperative that other players get involved and look to create their own shots.
So I had the good fortune of going down to Blacksburg for the game. I decided at 3:30. Looking back, it was a very big impulse decision. Virginia lost 74-41, and my main takeaway from that game is the fall or the collapse of the pack line defense, especially in the paint. Jordan Minor only played 14 minutes. He had 5 points, couldn't defend Lynn Kidd, who had a couple of easy dunks en route to a 14-point performance. This is not the same Virginia defense that we've seen in past years or earlier in the season. And after letting up 74 to Pitt and 75 to Tech, there are some things to figure out with the pack line. All right, Jacob, after that loss versus Tech, what does Virginia have to do to put themselves in position to make the NCAA tournament?
Well, after the disappointing loss to the Hokies, I've seen that we've fallen to both 9 and 10 seeds in bracket predictions, which I believe makes it all the more important that we win this Saturday.
I agree. These upcoming games against a ranked North Carolina, a ranked Duke at Cameron Indoor, and there are some trap games in there with a road game against Boston College and a home game against Georgia Tech. I think you have to beat either Duke or North Carolina at this point and avoid a slip up in Chestnut Hill for the Hoos to make the tournament and not have to worry about slipping up in the ACC tournament. All right, Jacob, what's your key to a Virginia win against North Carolina this weekend?
My key to the game this Saturday is going to be rebounding and not letting up on the defensive side of the ball. This season, Virginia has sacrificed a lot of offensive boards, and I feel like if we can close UNC's big men out, it'll prove to be very impactful for our team.
Yeah, that's going to be a big matchup in the front court with Armando Bacot, who is an all-ACC first-team shoo-in. But there's also a matchup on the perimeter that is of note, and that is R.J. Davis, Carolina's senior guard, who's averaging 20 points this year, 21 points, against Reese Beekman, ACC Defensive Player of the Year. This is going to be a great matchup. Beekman has done really well against elite guards this season, but this is going to be the biggest test of them all. At this point in the season, every game is absolutely crucial and more important than the last. Virginia is 20-7 heading to this home contest against North Carolina. I'm William Smythe, joined by Jacob Higgins, WUVA.